Do you know knacking toy can make a man live long?
Knacking what?
Knacking toy can make a man live long. The fact say woman don't remove pants, she don't spread leg to knack, no mean say Toto don't wet or her brain don't ready. That is why you need to do proper body work on the woman's body, like a panebiter will panebit a car, and be ready with the panebiting before he will say this thing is ready for painting. Men just easily just jump in like plug and play. A woman's body is not a phone that you just plug charger to and just start charging. You have to mentally prepare that woman for knacking. Massage the yansh, massage the moyoyo, massage the hips, touch every part you need to touch, play with her, tell her amazing things. That is when you marinate the moyoyo down for the bola to go swim inside the totoyo. So my advice is this: every man should be patient with doing body work on a woman, because when you massage the body around the waist region, around the pelvic region, you are going to aid proper blood circulation that can aid secretion, which can easily cause erosion inside the poyoyo, and when the bola goes in for totalization, you can easily guarantee satisfaction. It is more pleasurable when the woman is the one knacking you than you knacking the woman. Ensure that you focus on making the woman release fast, not about how long you will last.
Sometimes it takes a long while for a woman to actually release.
The man is not a pro. That's why he needs to learn.
Hey guys, welcome back to another banging episode of I Say What I Like. It's your girl Eniola on the beat. It's been a minute. Actually, it's been a minute. Maybe. Let's just say it's been a minute, because I've really not spoken to you guys for like a few weeks now. How you guys doing? Thank you guys so much for all of your engagement all across our social media platforms, and it is actually very amazing how my own personal page has been growing. Anyways, I don't get to do I Say What I Like alone. I have with me my wonderful, amazing, cute Milani puppet co-host Ime.
Hello people, how are you doing? Thank you so much for all the comment, all the subscribing. We get to see, we notice what you're doing. And for the following, the comment is something else. The comment, you guys,
let's not dive there.
But we see what you guys, we see the engagement, and we so much appreciate it. It shows that you value the time. We are giving value for the time that you get to watch our episode. Thank you very much. Eniola, how has it been?
Honestly, you want to talk about that right now? Or we should skip?
Or we should just skip this and go straight to the point.
So guys, today we are having a very wonderful conversation. Let's say rated 18.
Before you mention that, before you introduce our topic, I want to ask you something. Have you ever had such conversation with your mom or your parents before?
Actually, I think it was recently when I got married, and her and my mom were talking about sex, and I felt so very uncomfortable, because why is this woman telling me positions to do? Well, guys, before we even talk about that, let me introduce the conversation of today. Already from the chit-chat me and you just have now, I'm very sure you will have a bit of an idea of what we are going to talk about today.
Yeah.
Today, we are talking about sex toys, pleasure, intimacy. When was the last time you had sex?
Orgasm, climax, list it.
You may wait first. When was the last time you had sex?
Are you asking me?
Yes, I'm asking you that.
I'm single.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we are going to...
When was the last time you had sex?
Imeoluwa.
You're married.
I'm married. I should be having sex almost every day,
So
giving my husband those...
At this point, I want to ask, so does being married equate everyday sex?
I think we're going to have to ask our guests that question. Anyways, today's conversation, you all should sit right back, grab amazing popcorns, juices. I don't know whatever kind of juice you like. You need to grab them on, because we are about to take you.
We are about to take
you to that. Anyways, stay juiced. Today, we are joined by an intimacy coach, relationship expert, sex educator, and media personality known for his practical, straightforward, and cultural relevant approach to helping individuals and couples build healthier relationships. He runs the Bola and Bakers show. He goes by the name Coach Harrison Tito. Thank you so much, Coach Harrison Tito, for joining us today on this banging episode. Yeah, before we get into the conversation of today, because I know sex is a conversation that most people are literally very shy to talk about in the open. They feel like, oh, when you talk about sex, there's this kind of face they give to you. I feel like society has really made it what's the word?
You know that, funny enough, I mean, the world revolves around sex.
Sex, actually, yeah.
When we have up to 8.3 billion people in the world, and you will start wondering, how did these people come around with this number? We're all product of sex. Mm-hmm. How would I want to put it? As important as sex is, we tend not to talk about it.
Sex, yeah.
And I think I would like him to correct us. I mean, because I know that sex was designed for two reasons: pleasure and procreation. But I think we sometimes focus more on the procreation than the pleasure. Yeah. So I think it's something I would like him to also focus on. But talking about sex is really, I don't know if it is our culture, if it is our religion that has made us just, be shy away from talking about sex. I think we really need to dive into that topic.
Okay, I think the topic of knacking, I don't want to use the word sex for censorship's sake.
Okay.
The topic of knacking has been demonized and weaponized by the devil.
Okay.
Because it makes people think you're talking about something negative when you talk about it. But there's something the devil is good at. The devil doesn't want people to talk about it so that people can be kept in the dark. And when people are kept in the dark, lots of mistakes happen. And that will give the devil a chance to attack many families. For instance, if a man cannot talk about his problem and his inability to have Bola standing at attention, or he cannot satisfy the wife, or he feels the wife cannot release and he prefers his ex and he decides to go back to the ex, that the devil will be happy that home is about to get destroyed. So the devil will want to take glory in that. But this is something I want people to know. If you don't talk about knacking, you are giving the devil a chance to attack. But when you talk about it for the positive reasons, it gives room to bring light to the darkness that the devil is trying to create around that topic. And when there is light of knowledge, the devil runs away, because when you are well informed, you are not going to go make mistakes.
Yes.
Like some young men who have been doing soapy have been able to make over 200 young men to stop soapy because of information. When there is no room for such information, people will keep doing bad things. People will keep messing up the bright future of the Agbola. So I will advise that we should not look at it from the negative side. The fire you use in cooking food can burn a house. It's what you do with the fire that matters. So I don't think we should look at it in negative light. God that created man and woman, created marriage, the first institution that he established, he knew that there would be reason for reproduction. He knew that there would be fertilization, but he created it for good, not for promiscuity. It's what you do with it that matters.
All right. Okay. Since we've been able to establish that, I'd like to ask a question. What should real intimacy look like?
Real intimacy will be different for both genders.
Okay.
For a man would think he's about reaching point of no return, like climax, knocking and releasing, falling off the edge. I think it goes beyond that. For me, I think it should be about bonding and connection, not about penetration. Okay? Intimacy is not just about knocking. Intimacy is about connection and bonding. 90% of married people have been knocking for years, like over 20, 30 years. But most couples have never had a chance to bond because they just think it's about penetration. For the woman, I think intimacy starts from a place of when a woman becomes comfortable with a man and when she finds reason to say, this is where I belong, not just this is who I'm married to. There's a difference between this is who I'm married to and this is where I belong. Until a woman is comfortable, until she is safe mentally, until there is mental security for her in that marriage, there is no connection, there is no bonding, and that is a big problem. When you want to make a woman have a strong sense of intimacy with you, it goes beyond penetration. It's making her comfortable enough to be free with you and to think aloud before you and connect deeply with you.
I would like to follow up with that because it falls back to one of the things I said at the beginning of this conversation, that we are now focusing on procreation and not pleasure. And you just mentioned that for the married people to enjoy intimacy, the woman has to be comfortable mentally.
Yeah.
Now, it takes a lot of time. I mean, we've seen statistics, we've seen research that by the time it comes to satisfaction in marriage, women are not usually well satisfied because sometimes women do not understand, either they do not understand their body or the men are just after, reaching their climax and that's going on. At what point will it be, at what point do you think it is that for example, a woman that for a married couple of like maybe they've been married for 5 years or 2 years, at what point will the woman be mentally ready to understand her body and prepare her way to ensure that she is enjoying sex and not just having that ritual or religious stuff?
Over 95% of husbands or men are not patient. And the Bible said patience is a virtue. They are Christians, but they are not patient when it comes to fertilization. And shockingly, it takes patience to satisfy a woman. Okay. Because it takes approximately 25 minutes for a woman to be mentally ready. The fact say woman don't remove pants, she don't spread leg to knack, no mean say Toto don't wet or her brain don't ready. She has to be mentally ready. She might have taken a decision to agree to knack, does not mean she's mentally ready. That is why you need to do proper body work on the woman's body, like a panebiter will panebit a car, and be ready with the panebiting before he will say this thing is ready for painting. Okay. Men just easily just jump in like plug and play. A woman's body is not a phone that you just plug charger to and just start charging. You have to mentally prepare that woman for knacking. Yes, she has agreed. But the point here is this. You have to do body work, massage the yansh, massage the moyoyo, massage the hips, touch every part you need to touch, play with her, tell her amazing things. Mm-hmm. That is when you marinate the moyoyo down for the bola to go swim inside the totoyo. So my advice is this. Every man should be patient with doing body work on a woman, because when you massage the body around the waist region, around the pelvic region, you are going to aid proper blood circulation that can aid secretion, which can easily cause erosion inside the moyoyo. And when the bola goes in for fertilization, you can easily guarantee satisfaction.
Wow.
I'll let me follow up with that. You see, this is a very, very broad conversation, and I'm very particular about the pleasure that's involved. That comes with sex. A lot of us we come from a very religious background, and our culture. Culturally also, we tend to shy up. When any started, like some families don't even have conversation about sex. Church too do not even focus on sex, yeah. And they will tell you keep the bed undefiled and all of those stuff. So we are not well informed on. As a man, I'm talking from the man, and you're also a man. I do not have that understanding that. Let's say for example, I'm a young person. I get married without, the first time I'm going to have sex is going to be when I'm married. Also, the woman, the first time she's going to have sex is when she's married. How do we create an awareness? How do you ensure that two of us are having this intimacy without robbing ourselves off of the pleasure?
Okay, one thing I want to tell you, the Bible said, my people perish due to lack of knowledge. That is why I decided to start educating people on how to connect emotionally. And when it comes to fertilization, because a lot of people that have been knacking, even before I was born, still don't know how to knack well. That is why some women will tell you they've never reached point of no return. They've never been able to release. There's no woman I give information to, or no couple I give information to, that the woman will not be able to release, because no moyoyo was destined to be dry like Sahara Desert.
Okay.
If a man knows what he's doing, he can make any moyoyo bring out juice. So it takes information to guarantee that level of satisfaction and for the woman to be able to release. Now, Exodus chapter 20 verse 14 says, thou shalt not commit adultery.
Yeah.
If a man is not well informed and the woman is not well informed, and they knack but they can't satisfy each other, but the woman knows that her body is craving for something unique, something amazing, because biologically her body will tell her, why don't you release? Why don't you this? Why don't you that? Because she will wish she can get to a certain level, but Oga cannot take her there because they don't have knowledge on how to do that. Because you don't need medicine, you don't need concussion. But let me tell you something. She goes to the salon, and at the end of the day, her friend is whispering to another person, when my husband touched me, I go, release like 4 times. The woman will start wishing for that. Even if she's having American visa to relocate, or she has blue passport, whatever she's having, no matter how successful she is, she will now notice that there is vacuum in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And she will start wishing she can release. God forbid, the woman now finds her ex that was so good before, or her ex that will decide to touch her and she falls for the temptation and she releases. Do you think she will go back to her husband happy? The answer is no. So this is it. The Bible said, thou shalt not commit adultery in Exodus chapter 20 verse 14. Now, this is it. When we pass information, the information is what helps people to guarantee satisfaction. Okay. And when it helps people to guarantee satisfaction, there will be fulfillment in enjoyment between the couples. And when there is fulfillment in enjoyment, that can lead to the fulfillment of commandment that says thou shalt not commit adultery. Because man went chop to belefu for marriage. Woman went chop bola belefu for marriage. No go look for them for outside. So that's a way we can fulfill the commandment. So it's not about being religious. Religion is for man, not man for religion. So we can't use it at our expense. So another thing I want to tell you, I will let you know that 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 3 says husband and wife should meet each other's needs. The fact that you are single, you are not married definitely, and you are not having intercourse is a good thing. Please, your body is worth keeping because your body is the temple of the Lord. Wait until you are married. There's nothing rushing into knocking for. Wait patiently. It's worth waiting for. But I'll tell you, it does not mean you should not gather information. Study. No. You know why? 5,000 women will never be alike when you are knocking. One of the first things.
Okay.
What?
I want to say, can you give us a deeper insight on what you just said now?
Okay, what I just said is this. The way you were knocking in Kechi before you got married is not how Kemi wants it in marriage. Okay. Kemi is different from Kechi.
You know there are a class of people that
That's why you ask, how do you want it?
Yeah.
One of the best ways to satisfy a woman is to ask her, how do you want it? If a man has been married for 100 years, even if you are a bishop, and you have never been able to make your wife comfortable enough to tell you what she wants emotionally and sexually, and she's not comfortable enough to tell you exactly how she wants it, you have not bonded.
Oh. But majority of the men kind of don't even really tend to ask ladies, how do you want it? They just want to come.
Let me tell you one weird thing that men need to learn from right now. If a woman that is married decides to go sleep with another person, especially somebody that she's in control of, like houseboy, gate man, driver, she's most likely going to tell the driver how she wants it so that she can get what she's craving for. So any husband listening to me now that is making the mistake of not making the wife comfortable enough to ask for how she wants it, you are losing the chance to bond with your partner. And you are creating vacuum and you are giving the devil a chance to attack that marriage. Let her feel free enough to say, this is how I want it. It doesn't mean she's a shower. She knows what she wants. She watches movies. She has imagined things. She has read books. She has heard things. Let her explore. If she cannot explore with you, who will she explore for?
Okay, we've been talking from the angle of how a man should make a woman feel it and all that. Now, for a woman, sometimes also our husband wants it in some certain ways, or maybe arch your back.
Don't worry, feel free, express yourself.
Arch your back, or maybe the outstanding citizen, and there are some ladies that this is how I just want it. Maybe just missionary. I don't want to do doggy. I don't want to do that.
That's the man talking, right?
Yes, that's the woman talking.
Okay.
Like our husband is like, I want you to probably do doggy. I want you to do an outstanding citizen. This is how I want it. And as a woman, you're not like, oh no, this is how I just want it.
It's missionary.
Just missionary.
Let's go on that.
Let's just go on that. That's journey. All I want. And a man has a missionary. In fact, I'm tired of having sex with this particular lady because she's not giving me styles. If I go out and meet, maybe let's say Zainab. Yeah. Zainab will give me Spider-Man. Zainab will give me Batman. Zainab will give me cowgirl. Reverse cowgirl. And then the woman is just at home. And
I hope there's no flooded Lekki style. Okay, there's something I want to say. Any man that wants to satisfy a woman should learn to listen, and the man should be teachable. It is more pleasurable when the woman is the one knocking you than you knocking the woman.
Can you take that again?
It is more pleasurable and honorable for the woman to be the one knocking you than you knocking the woman. I'll tell you this. Now, woman get her body. Now, she know how she want her. Let her lead the way. Let a woman be in control in the other room if you want her water to flow. I am saying this simply because when a woman is riding you, she would ride you based on the pace that she wants, the rhythm, the angle, and the depth. So now she know whether she want maybe the cap of the pinko touch the left corner of the toe to you, or the center of the toe to you, or the edge of the toe to you. Now she go know how she go take angle her body to take meet her need. The Bible said, meet each other's need. The woman should knock to meet her need. Based on how the thing they sweet and the tutorial, she need to angle herself. Go with the pace and the rhythm, not you knocking amiss. The Bible said that some people pray amiss because we pray based on our needs and what we want. But when we praise, we get more and it gets better. So why do you knock in anticipation, in guessing, in assumption, when the woman knows the right path to follow. Let her lead and you will not regret it.
Okay. I want to ask another question. Let's say, for example, a woman who likes prolonged sex, like long sex that will take about, 1 hour, I don't know, 40 minutes. Wait, I think the first question should be, how many minutes should ideal sex be?
Okay. I always advise that make everybody do as empower rich, especially in consideration of the man. There is no standard time for it.
Okay.
Instead of thinking of how long you will last on top, like Methuselah on top, for you not to die before your time, so you don't find yourself in yonder, ensure that you focus on making the woman release fast, not about how long you will last. It is better you make a woman release 5 times in 10 minutes than knocking a woman for 1 hour and she still cannot release.
But sometimes it takes a long while for a woman to actually release.
The man is not a pro. That's why he needs to learn.
Okay, I've heard what is it called? I've heard people say that they are, before you actually start the action, you should, the words is start with praise and worship, touch the woman, but foreplay and all of that. So, what if in all of this and there is still the time is still not still.
The woman is not able to release or reach point of no return.
Yes.
Let me tell you this. A man that is a pro intellectualization in doing the do will know that his primary assignment is to make the woman release at least 2 times before insertion. Insertion is the finishing work. It's like the signing of the contract. The whole discussion has been done in the whole body work and every other thing you have done. You see, people who are very good at snatching other people's women, this is one thing they focus on. They focus on being able to make the woman release even while talking to the woman or touching the woman, even before they knock. The woman should beg for knocking. You see, there's a difference between a woman agreeing to knock and a woman being hungry for penetration. There is a level that you will take a woman to, she will start craving deep penetration. So you need to take a woman there mentally. Before a woman will release, you need to make her release in her brain first. Okay. Then she loses control. Then it will be easy for water to flow. All her guards will be off. Then Toto will bring her juice. You not turn it to juice factory.
All right. Wow. I think let's dive deeper now. Let's talk about sex toys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think sex toys are helpers or enemies in relationships or in marriages?
So anybody that thinks knocking toy is an enemy, it's like saying dietary supplement is an enemy of food. It's supposed to be supplement, not replacement for your effort as a man. Do you know knocking toy can make a man live long?
Knocking what?
Knocking toy can make a man live long. The rubber bowler that a woman will use can make a man live long. You now ask how. You see, my years of research in this spiritualization ministry, because it's a mandate that I feel I've been ordained to use to save marriages from the shackles of ignorance and helping people to boycott reasons for infidelity. I'll tell you this. A man that is pinko takes time to pick up, who is eager to go drink all kinds of concoction out there.
Please, can you break down your terminology?
Okay. Now, a man that is having delay in his bola standing strong can start having bola esteem issue. Like people have self-esteem issue. Because the thing is not picking up very fast. And this can make the man uncomfortable, make the man start avoiding the wife. Then he will start drinking all kinds of concoction. This concoction they sell, 99% of them, not good for your liver, kidney, or your heart. They can cause cardiovascular health issues. So now that it is like this, if this man decides to force himself to want to make that bola strong, if he takes all kinds of concoction, you see that he's standing the risk of having liver and kidney problem, or doing dialysis later in his life, or having heart issues, cardiovascular health issues because of the concussion, because he wants to make bola strong like concrete. Now, what if this man, if he realizes that other people can have bola standing under tension in a minute, why his own can pick up in 5-6 minutes? Why don't you do body work on madam's body in that 4-5 minutes? So that the excitement of madam will create lifting for the bola to pick up.
You.
Because your level of excitement can ginger blood circulation to your pinko to make it strong. Some men don't know that it takes due process. The day where you go make them different from the day where I go make them, different from the day where they go make them. Another person go make them. Do you understand? So every bola must not stand the moment to wet. You need to do stimulation that can aid the erection. But do you know that if a man knows that he cannot easily make a woman release, he can use rose, a knocking toy, to stimulate madam's clito, the applico, the lico on top, the totoyo, the button on top. He can use the rose to stimulate madam. If madam can release 5 times, it's hallelujah already. So whether you cannot do only 1 minute or 2 minutes, it doesn't matter anymore. So it's not about how long you will last. It's about how fast you can use what can support you to make madam release faster. Then I said it can make men live longer. Do you know why? Instead of you pressuring yourself to knock for 5 hours, struggling to make madam release, what if there is a rose that can make madam release faster? If your bola gets weaker and you release in 1 minute or 2 minutes, and you are now depressed, you are now sad, and it can affect your marriage, and your wife cannot go and knock another person outside, why don't you encourage madam to use supporting toy to support her to reach point of no return? It is when both of them agree to use it, but your body, your choice. If you don't want your body, your choice, no problem. But I just said, you decide what works best for your marriage.
I want to follow with that because at some point, all what you've said now, they are very valid. But when it becomes too constant, and for example, madam now understand that Rose can take me there, and Oga will need prayers and fasting before
to take her there.
And madam begins to use Rose. How do we balance it that Oga is now being sidelined and Rose has now taken the place of Oga?
Sir, discipline is everything. You have a gun in the house does not mean if there's a fly on top a plate, you bring out the gun and shoot the bed or shoot the fly. You decide things based on discipline. Now, the fact that you have a knocking toy in the house does not mean it will replace your partner. Indiscipline can happen to anybody. But one thing I will say is this: both parties must agree to use it together. If they so decide to use it, nobody can force you to use it. Your body, your choice. One, then I will say this: a woman or a man that is not disciplined will be indisciplined, even with knocking toy or without knocking toy. Okay. But too much of it can cause problem, simply because it can make the woman to become insensitive to Oga. Because there's a certain level of pressure you will get to in terms of the pleasure that if no man can take you there, you cannot enjoy any man again in this world. The same thing with soapy. That is why most men who do soapy, they don't have bola standing at attention for their wives anymore. That's why this part of why I discourage people from doing soapy. So it's about discipline, self-control. But I'll tell you this, and I'll ask you a question. There was a president that went to prison. Let's not mention who the person is. Your mind will go there. Before he came out of prison, he found reason to divorce the wife because she started sleeping with another person. Those number of years that person was away, not be everybody feel wait. Your body different from my body.
Yeah.
So would it have been better that the woman was using knocking toy to keep herself, to help her body? Because your biological makeup is different from mine. Your priorities are different from mine. If the woman on say Nagbola she dey cry for and Oga dey prison and she not see toy use, she can't go sleep with another person and the thing can't destroy the marriage. Is that a good thing? No. But what if she was using knocking toy to support herself until Oga go come out? So the question I want to ask you now is this: is it better that a man that is away for 2 years, that the wife knows that she cannot hold herself, instead of knocking the gate man or the man's brother, she decides to buy rubber bola and be doing video call with her husband to support herself so that she will not go and sleep with another person? Is it a bad thing?
Is that for us to answer?
It's for the world to think about.
Exactly.
It's food for thought.
So let's follow up with that. Let's follow up with that question, because we're talking of I know that there are men that probably you have. Let's talk about size now. There are men that they have it big and they have it small, and we are coming from the background that these are two newbies that have never had sex before.
Okay.
And they are just getting married. They are two virgins that they have never experienced before.
Okay.
So the man has it big and the woman has it, and then the first time they're trying, there's a tear. And then every time they try to have intercourse, it's always bringing a problem. And there's, instead of pleasure, is now pain. How do you balance such situation?
When there is discomfort, when it results to hurt, it's no longer pleasurable.
Yeah.
So most people that end up having tears is mostly because they are not juicy enough at that point. So there are ways to go about it. It's either you use lube, L-U-B-E, or you decide to be patient enough and do proper body work to make madam super juicy. And if it is very big for the man and the woman's own is smallish, then you have to now be intentional about the angle that you will use. It is not every angle that favors penetration. So you look for the one that is more comfortable. And it's even better the woman is the one sitting on it, rocking it and riding it at a pace of insertion than you forcing it in. That's where wisdom comes in, because the Bible said wisdom is profitable to direct. When it comes to knocking for husband and wife, you have to be intentional about making sure your partner is comfortable. Okay. Then you said something about size, and I'll say something quickly. The size of the car you drive or the cost of the car you drive does not guarantee safety. If you are cruising a trailer with your eyes closed and you are maneuvering recklessly, it does not guarantee safety. If you are in Keke Mawa, you are just riding it, you are being careful, you can actually get to your destination safely, right? So it is not about the size. But some will say size matters, size matters. You see, when you gain knowledge beyond what everybody is thinking of right now, you now realize that the skill is very important. With small pinko, when the right angle of insertion is in place, a woman can release. So there are positions that favors all kinds of pinko sizes.
Many women don't believe that.
The God that made Bola did not make mistake.
Many women don't believe that.
So when God gives you size, he knows what he has created. It's for you to gain the knowledge to know how to use what you have.
Not every man knows how to use what they have now.
That's why they need to learn, and that's why we are here. So it's a ministry work. We are doing this work to help marriages.
Still on size. Sometimes we get to see enlargement, enlargement cream and all those stuff. Do you is it advisable for a man to use just to ensure that that is like going extra mile to satisfy? Do you think it is advisable that men use, if you are small down there, you could use enlargement cream?
It's not worth cutting your life for. It's not worth dying for. I'll tell you this. I have over 2 million followers across board on all social media platforms. One Facebook account alone is over 1 million followers. I'm only saying this for you to know that with being the most engaged knacking coach in Africa today, by now I should have products, right? I chose not to have products because I don't want to put the lives of people at risk. I don't want to make profit at the expense of people. This means I am not in support of concussion, all this herbal use, instant erection, lasting long like Methuselah. Those things can cause cardiovascular health issues. Then for the man that wants to do enlargement, let me tell you something. The vessels in the pinko, they are tiny like your hair. So if you stress them and strain them, do you know what will happen? You will start having erectile issues. Now, in a situation where you decide to enlarge it, because somebody said you can enlarge it, you can stretch it, congratulations. It's like forcing Keke Mawa to become as big as 911, a tipper. If it becomes as big as a trailer, the question I want to ask you, are you also going to enlarge all the cables that will do the connections of the brake and every other thing? So if you cannot enlarge the blood vessels in every part of the body, and you decide to enlarge the size of the bola alone, the flow of blood to the pinko that aids erection will become a problem. Because if what you have is 5 liters, and the blood vessels can fill your 5 liters in 10 minutes, you decide to now enlarge the 5 liters to 10,000 liters, but you did not do anything about the blood vessels from the heart all over your body to the pinko, that blood will flow to make the bola strong, because the blood that goes there is what makes it strong. God did not put bone inside bola. It is the blood that makes it strong. Are you going to enlarge the blood vessels also? If you don't, and the big bola is big, it's like putting one tiny hose inside a trailer to fill it up. Can you achieve that result in 10 minutes? It becomes a problem. So please, it's not about making it big and run away from anything that will make it big for you. Learn how to use what you have. God that gave you what you have is not a God of mistake. I don't serve a God of mistake.
Okay. For a lady, that first of all, I would like to ask, is it all lady that squirts? First question. Because I think I've had friends have conversations, and majority of my friends' squad groups when we talk about sex, almost half of the people I know do not squirt. So is it all ladies that squirt? And if yes, as a man, let's answer that question first.
Every country has the potential of becoming a great country. Leadership will now determine what happens as the fate of the country.
Oh,
so long as I'm the one teaching a woman what to do or telling a man what to do to his wife, any woman can release and reach point of no return. Because no Moyonyo was destined to be dry like Sahara Desert. Even when it is dry, living water shall flow from that to you when you know the right thing to do. Every woman has the potential of releasing. Now make the man know the right thing to do.
So I mean, it still boils
any
down
man
to
whenever we make woman release need to dey pay non-com fee.
What about a man? What about a woman? What about a man that has really tried, that is really, that has really taken probably the lady to all of the words and then come back and then she still doesn't squirt?
Okay.
Because we have some ladies. I have personally had an encounter with somebody who said, "Oh, our husband is this good. Like before they have sex, it takes her like she feels so jiggy, she feels so wet there. But by the time they start having 1 and 2 together, no matter how long that man stays on her, she never squirts."
I can actually be in this room and fulfill our agreement for me to be here, but be away from the microphone and the camera and not being on this podcast. The fact that you are doing it well does not mean you can take her to the point where she can release. It takes technique.
Okay.
That's why the person needs to gain extra knowledge. You are a Christian does not mean you have anointing to lead others. You are born again, but it takes a certain level for you to now have the calling to lead others.
As a woman, Yato, how can we make our men, also, what's that word? Also feel very satisfied? Because I think I asked that question earlier. You really didn't answer my question.
It's very easy for a man to be satisfied. A man should focus more on getting the woman satisfied. The most important part of totalization should be about prioritizing the pleasure of a woman.
So a man doesn't.
A man will eventually find his way to get to the point where he wants to get to, but the goal should be about prioritizing the woman. When I teach people, I teach them how to make the woman release multiple times, enough even before you reach point of no return. You see, knacking is about service and it's about prioritizing the woman. It's about being intentional, not about being emotional. So it's not about, I should do this, I should do that. You are called to serve. Knacking is about service in marriage. So when you are called to serve, you need to meet a woman's need simply because what that thing does for her body is different from what it does for you. And you can easily satisfy her when you know the right thing to do. And that's why we are teaching.
You're talking about this is why we are teaching. And from this conversation we've had now, there's a lot of awareness that needs to be done, most especially to the men. The men they need to, gather lots of information about, first of all, they need to understand how the woman's body works. What I mean, how the woman's body.
The woman needs to understand her body also.
Yes, they need to understand her body. So, do you think it is okay to introduce sex education as probably something in school or, probably something that general as anybody could just learn? Because when we talk about infidelity, when we talk about divorce or separation, one way or the other, you always find it to sex. We're not compatible. We are something like, it's luxury. And you see people living together, married, but they just know that they are married as husband and wife, producing children. When it comes to sex, they know that because there is no much knowledge and information.
Due to insecurity issues, if government decides to legalize the use of guns by everyone, we are going to have more issues. You know why? A lot of people have anger issues.
Yeah.
Small quarter that will pull out gun, shoot them. We are not at that point yet where we should go deep in teaching, knacking education to people who can handle it. It's like fire. It will either cook you or cook a meal for you.
But would you rather we have more, failed marriages as people are just...
it won't lead to failed marriages. I think the church in particular needs to restructure how they do counseling for people. Especially when they know people want to get married. Or say, Mr. Timothy has been married for 30 years. Let him come and cancel these people. No, that is not what qualifies that person to be the one to teach about intimacy. Because 12 years ago, when I was about to get married, the person that was to counsel us said, what do you notice when you wake up in the morning? I said, I notice that there's no light. What else do you notice? I noticed that the fan is not working. What else do you notice? I'll notice that my siblings would have been out of the bed, my 2 brothers.
Yeah.
And I'll be the only one in bed because if my mom should catch them sleeping, oh yeah, go and walk, go and sleep. Me, I was like king in the house. So they wouldn't wake me up. She said, no. I said, are you talking about my pinko? She said, this is the house of the Lord. Don't talk about that.
Oh.
I said, if I can't talk about it, how am I going to be able to learn about it from you that has been married and you that was certified to teach me on this? She said, don't worry, you people will figure out that in marriage.
So that's
I think
what the problem
that's
is.
what the
That's what the problem is.
Yeah.
We get too religious and forget that we need to teach. But so many marriages have crashed because some people can't tell you that the real problem they're having is because they don't get satisfied. A woman can actually be dating a man that is God-fearing, has a good job, very caring, very understanding, everything that the woman wants. No red flag, but where issue go come day, where it come big, like big issue. Now say, she feels say, he doesn't satisfy me. I can't spend the rest of my life like that. I don't want to cheat on him. I love him too much. That is why the church needs to start teaching about intimacy. Beyond teaching about salvation and prosperity, we need to start teaching about intimacy for husband and wife to gain the knowledge to save marriage. If not, many younger people will continue to feel discouraged to go into marriage.
Or probably just have it elsewhere.
Yeah.
So we don't want that. So if we want to fulfill the scripture by saying thou shalt not commit adultery, we need to give information that guarantees satisfaction so that will lead to the enjoyment and fulfillment of couples and lead to the fulfillment of the commandment that says thou shalt not commit adultery. We need to stop being shy of it. We need to get educated about it so we get liberated from the controls of the devil so that people can stop sleeping around.
I mean, that's an hot one right there.
So I think at this point, it's not be out of place to say, or let me just, because I wrote down the question, let me just ask it directly before, I do not want to mix up how I actually, wrote down the question. So is sexual satisfaction a luxury in relationship or is just a necessity?
It's a necessity. It's not luxury. The Bible went as far as saying husband and wife should meet each other's needs. If you're a Christian and you don't fulfill that in marriage, how are you fulfilling the commandment of the word in the word of God? Exodus chapter 20 verse 14 says, thou shalt not commit adultery, right?
Yeah.
But now, if the woman is not satisfied, won't she look for it outside? If the man is not satisfied, won't he look for it outside? But 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 3 says, we should meet each other's needs. Husband and wife should meet each other's needs. The woman knows what she wants biologically. The man knows what he wants. So we cannot say it's something of luxury. It's necessity.
For a woman who has been circumcised, how do you take that woman up there?
Okay, I'll tell you this. A lot of people have been circumcised, and for that reason, the clito or liko becomes too small or almost invisible. I'll tell you something. The good thing about it is God was very intentional about creating clito or liko simply because it was strictly created for pleasure, not for handshake, not for pleasantries. But the interesting thing about it is, picture a yam, a tuber of yam. When you want to cook yam, you cut off the head. True or false?
True.
When you cut off the head, you still have yam to cook.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
When you circumcise a woman, even when you cut off that part at the top, of which I'm not in support of circumcision, when you cut it off, the full yam is still inside. So what you're supposed to do at that point is to massage that region very well. A lump of it is still inside. They just only took a portion of it at the top due to ignorance. They cut it off, thinking that should not make the woman wayward. But I want to tell you this. The real thing is still inside. So you should massage that region very well. Be gentle about it. Don't be rough. And watch her eyes for feedback, the way she's blinking. You need to now be more intentional about it. It's like the shoe where it tightens you. You now mind how you walk. It's different from the one that is your exact size or the one that is too big. The way your step will still be different. So you now need to apply skill and technique to make sure you massage it properly. So if the thing is not showing, massage it very well. You are not running at a loss. You can still enjoy it.
So that means at every point, because still referring to this question, at every point intercourse is about to happen, this has to take place. The massaging has to take place.
Bros, the truth is this.
Let's also not forget.
If you want to fry egg, anytime you want to fry egg, whether Nigeria, New York, or Dubai, don't you heat the pan?
You do.
Don't you heat the oil?
You do.
Don't you whisk the egg, or you put the egg to eat it up, to cook it up, right? Don't you light the fire? You follow that same due process. God took time to create the world and showed us example of how to follow due process. So we cannot cut that short. We have to learn by that. Due process must be observed.
Okay. So last one before the last one. What happens when the clitoris is too very tiny?
Very tiny,
It's
very almost invisible.
Almost invisible.
Like what I said earlier, even when it is tiny
Still
to
has
your eyes,
chunk of it
we still
inside.
have so much of it inside.
Inside.
That's why you should massage that region so that you can marinate the boyon very well. In case you don't know, when you put your finger inside Totoyo,
I was about to say.
the roof of the Totoyo, the lump you feel there, something is hiding around there and very sensitive. You can stimulate it to create erosion inside boyon.
Okay. Wow.
God bless you. Finally, you answered my question. I was going to ask the use of, your as a man, the use of your hands.
But you have to seek the woman's consent before you put your finger. Make sure your nails are clean and be gentle. Don't be rough.
What do you think?
What do you think of
giving
giving head?
head? Yeah.
Oh, it's good to give
Let
head.
me ask that question together.
Maybe both of you lack head. Okay, let's forge ahead. But one thing I want to say is this. I'll say 3 things about head. It's important to give head before you forge ahead. It keeps the boyon well marinated.
But scientifically, they said
You're not going to be sleeping around. You're going to be sure of who you are with.
Okay.
You're
One
going to be
partner
sure
and
of who you're with, and knowing that the person is healthy, the person is clean, both of you can agree if she wants it and if you want it, if you are comfortable with it, your body, your choice, your marriage, your choice. But there's something I want to tell you. The second part I want to say is this. A man that does not give head because he claims to be a traditional man. If you are not the king of your kingdom and you are still claiming to be a traditional man and your wife is saying, I wish you can give me head, I wish you can give me head, who will not give her head? If you deny her chance of having head from you and she goes to do it outside, you will not blame her, right? But if you deny her chance of not having head from you, the Bible said in 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 3, husband and wife should meet each other's needs. A partner that meets a partner's need is a partner indeed. If she's asking for head, if she's asking for it and you don't do it,
Please give her head.
go ahead.
okay. What about a woman now to the man?
A woman to the man, a woman that cannot blow a man's trumpet. How do you want the man to scream hallelujah? But a man that takes head and does not give head, he needs to repent. Because you cannot give.
What about body?
You cannot receive without giving.
What about
So
when you
take
have
note.
body difference? How your body is wired differently.
Okay. Whatever you do in your bedroom is not the business of the public. It's a private affair.
No, you don't get that question. So you said a man that gives head but cannot receive head. What if the man receiving head doesn't just sit well with his
With
body?
him.
Okay. It is more blessed to give than to receive.
Okay.
A man should not only just receive. If you receive and the woman desires it, it will be fair of you to give.
Okay.
If you cannot give, don't put it deep inside. Lick the apiko or lick, play with it. It will still help.
Yeah.
I think before we finally go, I would also want us to talk about this, like my last question. Let's talk about having sweet chit chats before sex, because some men don't know how to chit chat before, like saying nasty things to me. Oh, I want to put you this. I want to put you in this position. Oh, I want to make you feel this,
Does that work
make you
for
feel
everyone?
that.
I don't think it should be nasty. It should be stimulating.
Okay.
But does
should
that
be
work for
sensitive.
everyone? Does that work for everyone?
It works. And one advice I will give, sir, any man listening to me now, while you are doing the chatting, please do credit alert for your wife immediately.
It's a
You see,
fascinating
credit
process.
alert makes a woman to knock you from a place of appreciation, not a place of obligation. A man that wants to enjoy a woman, we enjoy the woman better after credit alert, even when the person is your wife. So do credit alert for your wife. Don't think it's a bad idea. I'm not saying you should use money to spoil her. See, incentive is a good way to make her give it to you in a different way.
I mean, the conversation today has been really, really, really ultimate. What do you think about this conversation today?
You think that you know how to have sex, and you think you've been having sex, but I think I'm learning. I have learned and unlearned certain
I think
things.
every man needs to buy his ebook. I mean,
Yeah, because I feel what we lack is information. I mean, information of depth
Yeah.
that can teach you how to manage. Because the truth is, by the time you keep saying, we are not sexually compatible. We're not sexually it's because you do not know what to do. It's because you do not understand the body of the woman. And you, the woman too, you've not put in work to understand how your body works. Because from all the conversations we've had today, it has to do with your mental state. When are you ready for sex psychologically? Because you just don't go into sex. You have to, everything about you have to be, because you just have to, prepare yourself, prepare your way, and, I mean, it's been a lot today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me here. I'm super grateful. Thank you
for coming on the show. I mean, I've learned a whole lot today.
And I think I just hope that you've also learned and
putting it to practice.
But you have to be married. So on this podcast, we are advocates of, what is it called? Marriage and sex within those that are married. We do not support. I
think I'm going to have another conversation with Coach Harrison, not on this episode, probably off camera.
Yeah. So we do not support fornication and adultery. We don't support that.
We're against it.
So if you must have sex, be married. While you're not married yet and you gather all the information, as you're gathering information about emotional intelligence, how to, make your wife become a better person, gather information about sex too, right? It will go a long way. I'm sure you've learned so much. Eniola is married, and so she'll be able to put this information into use. I'm still single.
Hopefully you find so everybody has been having you in this studio today.
whatever it is, when my time comes, my time will come.
I mean, that was gonna be the size of our
and
package.
You shall come.
And I will come.
Okay, right?
It's like
I mean, that will be the size of our package for today on I Say What I Like. So let's just say this is a birthday gift from me to you guys, because by the time this episode is gonna be out, a day before my birthday, So you all stay safe, and you guys should keep doing the God work you guys have been doing. I mean, we're feeling fly right now. Thank you guys so much, and please do well to like, subscribe, share, and tell a friend to tell a friend about I Say What I Like.
Yep.
Yeah, guys. So we say till next time. Bye-bye.
Till we see you again, I am Imeoluwa. Follow me on IG at ime.o. LUWA and Eniola on the beat on
Instagram, and then our coach.
Yes,
our coach, because you won't say you heard all of this episode
and you will not
is said, and you will not go and follow him on social media.
Please.
I'm Coach Harrison Tito on all social media platforms. I do Bola Nkpeku service every day, live streaming on YouTube.
A proud one.
Make sure you get blessed through it. All right. God bless you.
Get blessed.
May God bless your Bola, and may God bless your Boyoyo. You will not be tempted into sin in Jesus' name.
Amen. And that's a wrap.